Here's a fun metaphor for you, Joe. All these little pests that you sent after me during the election.
Space and time.
No, we're not doing that.
Wow. Oh, for Christ's sake. The fuck, really? You really gonna be that butthurt?
He really just took the controller from him.
It was a lame joke.
If it was lame, you could have just ignored it.
Yeah, obviously that struck a nerve for you for some reason.
Whatever, just here.
I'm replaying that cutscene. Does it sting, Joe?
We just bring the topic back to Smash Bros.
You know what, Don? Once again, here's another piece of symbolism where I snuff out your damn presidency.
Crazy.
Does that sting for you?
Ironic that your victory fucks everyone around you in the process.
Yikes.
God, this fucking guy, man.
Okay, Barack, so here's a question to segue back to the original topic. What do you guys think of the original Smash Bros?
I'm not gonna lie, I actually think it still holds up pretty well.
I agree.
But in the context of the tier list, where would you put it?
I think it deserves respect for being the game that started it all, you know?
Yeah, but it's still dated, you gotta admit. You don't even get much variety from the classic mode because everything is in a set order.
But you at least get some variety with targets and board the platform.
Real talk, Board the Platform was one of the best side.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Imagine if they actually made a unique target platform stage for each of the characters in Ultimate.
Yeah, that would have been overkill.
But fuck, I'd love the shit out of it.
You know, Melee is one thing when it comes to nostalgic memories. But honestly, I had a lot more fun moments where I could recount me playing this game with friends and family.
Can't really say the same, but I did, however, have a few friendly tournaments back in the day.
Same.
It did pretty much get overshadowed by Melee when it dropped, though.
You'd be surprised, man. I actually knew quite a few people that insisted on playing it over Melee for a few years after it came out.
Interesting.
I can kind of get that. It's easier to follow, in my opinion.
In comparison, yeah, but there's still quite a few tricks to learn about 64. Like, are you guys familiar with those combo contests that they do every year at Smash Con?
Ooh, yeah, I've seen a few of those.
No, what is that?
Basically, these guys go in training mode and do some crazy-ass combo that requires precise timing and movement.
I don't think I've seen those either.
I saw some from a few years ago. They're actually pretty crazy.
Let me see if I can find a quick clip to show you what I'm talking about, Barack.
Okay?
Ooh, cool. This is that battle section.
The one where they get Donkey Kong back, right?
Yeah.
God, I love these cutscenes.
Why'd they stop making these kind of campaigns again?
Because some prick uploaded the cutscenes online, which pissed off Sakurai enough to never want to make another story mode like this again.
Seriously?
Pretty much, yeah.
Not gonna lie, that's kind of lame.
Well, I mean, no, it's understandable when you think about it. Spending all that time making the scenes just to have someone essentially spoil the surprise, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty much how I see it.
Real quick, you guys want to see this clip?
Sure, go ahead and put it on screen.
Okay, see how he's setting up?
Adventure combo that he's doing.
What the fuck?
So he rolls to put those at the very edge.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Well, he just SD'd.
No, just watch.
Get that shot under that red shell. Uses the forward air to both hit him and the shell.
Oh my God.
Forward tilt. Bunk.
No fucking way.
Bam.
How the hell did he pull that on?
Just look up Prince combos for Smash 64 and you'll see some crazy shit that he's done over the years.
That one in particular is nuts because of how random the red shells can be, right?
Right, that's why I chose to show that particular combo over the others. It's just fucking insane, man.
So they host these combo events every year?
Yeah, you can find all the full streams on YouTube.
I think I'll be looking into that.
So I think we got a little sidetracked there. Given everything we've talked about, where would you rank Smash 64 on the list?
Well, I like the game, but I'm not attached to it. So maybe C or D.
Who gives a fuck if you're not attached to it, Joe? It's a great game.
I get it. It laid it all out. But the other games just added to the formula.
Even if it is more on the simplistic side by comparison, I'd say the game's a solid B.
The game's got that nostalgia charm too, which makes it pretty interesting to go back to as well.
Okay, but it's got 12 characters and not a
I'd
lot.
fucking gladly revisit that game over the crap that is Smash 4.
What the fuck's your problem with Smash 4? That was a solid game for the 3DS.
Smash isn't the kind of game for a fucking handheld console, especially when the only way of playing is with a flimsy-ass circle pad.
He's not wrong about that. I swear I've nearly worn out mine playing that game.
As long as you don't play the game like a damn gorilla, it should be fine.
No. If you're playing the game for an excessive amount of time like myself, It's susceptible to wear just like any controller. The only difference is that you can replace a GameCube controller if it starts to fall apart from overuse.
Hell, in some cases, you can even just replace certain parts of the controller. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had to replace the joystick on mine.
That's true, and I bet you save some money doing that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So what about the rank?
I personally have a high opinion of the game, though I will concede that it's probably no better than a B when compared to the others.
B's fine.
B's got the most votes, Joe.
That's fine, whatever. That was fucking Donald and George doing this little blaze dance over 64.
Oh, give me a break.
Unbelievable.
I always thought this whole sequence was intense.
Well, I mean, things are ramping.
Oh, right. Do you want the controller, Barry?
No, not really.
You sure?
I don't want to play a fucking level with ice climbers, to tell you the truth.
Oh, you got some pent-up rage over them or something?
No, I just don't like how they play.
Yeah, it's hit or miss with them.
So what's the list looking like right now?
At the moment, we have Melee and Ultimate in S tier and 64 in B. And I know we talked about Smash 4 on 3DS, but I didn't place it anywhere yet.
I'd put that shit in D tier, personally.
What the fuck do you mean D tier? It's an exceptional handheld game for
Okay, Joe, stop for a second and run through this logic with me. First of all, for the sake of keeping your lid in place, the overall concept of a tier list is to compare certain things with one another to determine what's best, right?
more or less.
Okay. And when talking about Smash Bros. Games, I think it's fair to assume that the worst Smash game is still pretty damn good, yeah?
Correct?
Right. So with that said, I don't think that this list should have a sleepy tier like we usually do.
I would have disagreed with that as well.
Now, in regards to Smash 4 on 3DS, what would you say is the primary thing that it has which is inferior to the other titles?
What, the graphics?
No, Joe, I've said this already.
The controls?
Okay, yes, but no. I'm referring to the game's local multiplayer feature being more of a pain to deal with.
When did you bring that up?
You never talked about the game's multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't?
No, you brought up the controls, but never went any further.
Oh, okay, my bad then, Joe.
Regardless, I never thought it was that bad.
But he's got a point, though, Joe. Finding another person who has both the 3DS and the game cartridge, then linking up, is not as quick and convenient as simply plugging in another controller.
Most of the people I knew that played Smash on 3DS immediately dropped it once the Wii U version came out. Hell, Bill called the game filler content.
Well, the reason I prefer the 3DS version is that on top of it being the first Smash game on the go, it had a cooler lineup of stages and the Smash Run mode.
Smash Run is admittedly way better than Tour.
Yeah, but the Wii U version did step things up with 8-player Smash and the Master Core boss.
When's the actual last time you thought to yourself, damn, wouldn't it be great to play 7 people at once in Smash?
I give credit to the game for having the ability to do that, Donald.
Wait, Donald, how the fuck are you still alive? Look at that percent.
It's pretty neat, right?
It's primarily because this is a mostly enclosed area.
Yeah, but I'm also just good at teching.
We are undefeatable!
You see what happens when you two bring out your negative energy?
Okay, so Donald considers Smash on 3DS worse than 64.
Not worse, but sort of pointless.
I don't really care at all for it anymore either, so I say D tier as well.
Brock, come on.
I'm sorry, I low-key have a personal bias for the original Smash.
Of fucking course you do.
It was the first N64 game I ever played, Joe. It's got a nostalgia grip around me. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend to give a fuck about Smash 4 on 3DS when I literally don't even own the game anymore.
You got rid of it?
Yeah, I gave it to a friend of the family. Pretty much a few months after the Wii U version came out, in fact.
I still have my copy, but it's collecting dust. I tried giving it to Baron, but he doesn't really play video games like that. I would also put the Wii U version in C, by the way.
With all of the fucking hype that revolved around
Who
it?
plays Smash 4 anymore, Joe?
Forget about that.
No, I'm not going to forget about that. Who the fuck still plays Smash 4?
Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
Okay, to break the silence, I insta-dropped the game after Ultimate was released.
Yeah, and I dropped it a little after Bayonetta came out.
Was it because of what happened in the competitive scene?
Nah, I just moved on to other things.
Joe, why are you still staring at me?
Because I'm thinking.
You really gotta think that hard about who's still playing the game?
Do you not consider yourself an example?
Yeah, okay. Put the game in C tier, Barry.
Got it.
I always felt like this encounter was just random.
I felt it was kind of cool, personally.
This is why I hate technology.
Yeah, so anyway.
We got another battle section coming up, right?
Yeah, I'm going to run through it, then hand it off to Joe.
Okay, sounds good.
Back again? Great.
What's gonna be the lineup for this fight, Donald?
I think I'll go Mario, Pit, Yoshi, then Link.
Any reason you didn't pick Kirby?
I just don't really care for his moves. They're a little too floaty for me.
God, you're being bounced around like this is a game of Mario Pinball.
Oh, haha, very clever.
That game was fucking dog shit.
Oh, you've actually played it?
Have you not?
Nah, there are some spin-off games that I just know ain't for me.
You really aren't missing much with that game.
I didn't really care for it,
Son
but
of a
what is it
bitch.
about the game that you hate so much?
I just think it's an obnoxious game to traverse through. 1 minute you're on a roll, then because of some bullshit, you find yourself just rolling back to the fucking hub world.
Got it. So you're not good at pinball.
That isn't what I...
Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
Nice. Here, take the controller, Joe.
R.I.P. Slippy.
What's this thing with you and Slippy? Okay, so here's a funny story. When I first got this game, the first thing I did was play through Subspace with Cheney. He's a big Metal Gear fan and pretty much knew nothing about this game. He hadn't seen the trailers or anything. The look on his face when he saw Snake was a character, you'd have thunk he went into cardiac arrest or something.
Yeah, seeing Snake was pretty fucking huge.
Huger than Sonic?
I mean, they were both pretty remarkable. I guess it depends more on which series you were into.
I was more hyped for Sonic, truthfully. But primarily because I was more familiar with him.
I was pretty excited to see Snake, though I'll admit that I haven't played any Metal Gear game besides Revengeance.
Really?
You're not the first person I've heard say that. But I definitely recommend the series. It's got some great games.
You guys remember Metal Gear on NES?
Seriously. My God, this old fuck.
I always liked this scene. Hey, real quick, who was it that voiced Lucario in this game?
I'm pretty sure it was Bill Rogers.
Can someone fact check that real quick?
Already did. George is right.
Okay.
This fucking nerd actually knew that off the top of his head.
Oh, piss off.
Why are you asking, Joe?
I was just trying to remember, was he the guy who played Yami in Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, that was Dan Green.
Wow, again.
Donald?
I could have sworn that there was someone that played Lucario in some other famous character.
I think you're referring to Sean Schemmel. I'm seeing that he was the one that voiced him in Smash 4 and I think Ultimate as well.
Oh, yeah, that's it. He voices Goku, right?
Yes.
Damn, that's actually cool. I never knew he voiced Lucario.
Which saga is your guys' favorites?
What, just like overall?
Yeah, like from the original Dragon Ball through Super, I guess. I really like the Majin Buu saga personally.
Well, that one's decent, but I love the shit out of the Cell saga.
If you ask me, I prefer the original Dragon Ball. I tend to go back and forth between the King Piccolo and Piccolo Jr. arcs.
I can respect that.
I can too, but if I'm being real, it's kind of hard for me to go back to OG Dragon Ball these days. There's just something about Z that I find more fun.
Nah, I get it.
You know, Jeb's favorite version of DBZ is the abridged series.
Oh, for the love of
I
God.
fucking love that series.
As good as it is, I can't help but shake my head when people say that's the best way to watch the series.
So I'm kind of going back and forth on this.
What you got?
In terms of recent rewatches, there are two sagas that immediately come to mind. The first is the Frieza saga from Z because it was just iconic.
Okay.
But then, and I'm being 100% when I say this, I actually really enjoyed the Goku Black saga from Super.
Whoa, like you liked it more than the other sagas?
No, I just think it was the best Super saga.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I need to catch up on that shit. Maybe after Attack on Titan.
Super honestly is a bit lacking when compared to Z, but I do kind of like it a bit more than GT.
It's fine for what it is.
But the thing I liked more about that saga was its story and villain. It kept me on my seat way more than the Tournament of Power did.
Well, I do agree that Zamasu was a more interesting antagonist than Jiren.
You were on our side.
Oh, buckle up, fellas. Joe's about to fight in a 1v2 match.
Oh, this is the Peach and Zelda fight, isn't it?
You know what? Watch me style on them,
Battle
you son of
starts
a
in
bitch.
5, 4, 3,
Fuck.
2,
Oh.
1. All you need to do is
Okay, now I'm
capture the
Giga
mission
D.
area.
Excuse me?
Got it?
One down. Smile, you son of a bitch.
Wouldn't Daughter of a Bastard be more fitting?
Well, maybe, but then I'd be getting the reference wrong.
Whatever.
At least he got through them without a game over.
This is actually pretty exciting for me, boys. Duan was the furthest I got on hard mode, so this will be a true experience for me.
Well, I'm rooting for you, man.
I think I'll go Peach for this stage because she floats.
Good thinking.
Shake it up.
Wait a second, did we forget to rank Brawl?
Did we?
Oh, holy shit, I think we did.
Wow, this was my idea and I somehow forgot about that. We're literally playing the fucking game right now.
Damn, we all caught a case of the Sleepy Joe syndrome.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
So what would you guys say is the overall verdict on this game? I'm feeling A tier is pretty fitting for you.
Yeah, I think A works because on top of the game having subspace, it's also carried by some pretty decent side modes.
Not to mention the stage building.
I preferred Ultimate.
You may prefer it, but Brawl was the first to beat it, so.
Yeah, that's hardly even an argument, Tom.
It wasn't an argument, it was a statement.
One of the little pieces of side content that it has that I loved were the masterpieces.
Oh, yeah, those were pretty damn cool.
They were neat, sure. But I never really bothered with them because the time limit that they give you on some of the games were too damn short.
It's not like they could just load the game up with several ROMs of different games, Donald.
I'm not asking for that. I would have just liked a little extra time is all.
I'd say to put the game in A, Barack.
Okay?
If it were up to me, I'd say to put it in B tier only because the game's core gameplay was the most flawed. The overall floatiness and the tripping mechanic really gets in the way from time to time. And while the current online services are certainly nothing to write home about, Brawl's online service was bad on an absolutely comical level.
That's actually a pretty fair argument. It was a literal fucking slideshow. A Super Smash Bros. PowerPoint, if you will.
But the game is still pretty damn fun for what it is. Even if it plays worse than Melee, it still did a pretty damn good job at being a superb casual experience. And hell, people still found a way to make it engaging in the competitive scene.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Also, if I may, 2 extra things I consider as a bonus are the many mods for Brawl, prime example being Project M. And then I also give credit to the game for making a badass OST.
Definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, but Ultimate's got the best lineup of music.
Real talk, Brawl's soundtrack laid out the paper for Ultimate to run.
All right? Okay, go ahead and put it in A tier then.
Very good. And there it is, fellas, we did it.
Looks pretty respectable.
Give me a damn break, big baller.
Is that what you call that enemy?
Yeah, the Greep's got a reputation of popping
Fucking
in.
did it again. He takes my stock, then dips. Fucking prick. I never got how she could just stand there with no problem. Like, sorry, but what the hell did you expect would happen?
Who the hell knows?
And there goes the spaceship, which was probably millions of dollars.
Battlefield ready again.
Oh yeah, he fucked you out of your spaceship, but it's okay. Drink some tea.
Literally.
Your team's capture progress has passed the top waypoint.
The Biden administration.
Oh, whatever, you damn clown.
And that's going to be me escorting you out on Inauguration Day, Joe.
For the love of God, Donald.
Who will help?
It's low-key kind of odd how multiple Mr. Game & Watches can create this giant robot.
I never bothered to question it.
Let's see if you can beat this boss, Joe.
Oh, believe me, Donald, I'm pumped right now.
So you actually never got past the hard mode version of this boss?
Only because he kept beating me and I just never got back to it.
Well, then this is going to be interesting.
Will Joe manage to get past the grate? I'm just kidding. Let's go.
Judge, jury,
Basically,
Joe, he's reflected.
oh? Whoa, holy shit, that actually took a good chunk out of his health.
Are you telling me that you've never tried that before?
No, I was just so fixated on dodging you.
Oh my god.
Take my barrage of kicks and trick. Whoa. Yeah, you fucking thought, right?
Okay, redirect those missiles?
Huh?
Just stay close to him, Joe.
Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? I can't believe I never tried that.
Literally how, Joe?
All right, time to start styling.
Shake it up.
That could have been worse.
nice little boost.
Oh, fucking, that doesn't work?
I didn't actually know that.
Fucking selected deflecting. All right, the hell with this boss. I'm about to dial up.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Well, I mean, you know, fresh face, fresh hands, ready for swinging. Let's fucking go, Peach.
Control lost.
Joe, I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm.
Take a damn breath, Donald. I almost have it. Holy fucking...
A bit choppy, but I mean, hey, you did it, Joe.
Yeah, good work.
My juices are fucking...
That'll do, Joe.
Only Thanos, because I just turned that bitch to dust.
Unbelievable.
Game & Watch was always a rather cool character.
Yeah, he's pretty fun to play. Wow, it's kind of crazy to think that we're nearly done with this.
Yeah, and even with my whole suit situation and us waiting on George, we're still making decent time.
Hey guys, would you actually mind if I picked up a few of these upcoming levels?
Not at all.
Yeah, here's the controller, man. What do we still have left to cover?
Up next is the final portion of the research facility, and then we're going to dive into the finale.
All right, hi.
This next portion is actually called the Bomb Factory.
Whatever.
All right, let's shake some of this dust off.
I'm pretty sure this is that level where you have to search a bunch of floors to find the right exit.
Another mid-ass maze level.
It ain't that bad, Donald. It's just a bit of some trial and error.
I think I remember it being in one of the middle sections.
So are you going to do something about this, or
Shut up, it's been a while. There we go.
the first fucking room and you're already almost dead?
Yeah, weren't you giving me shit earlier?
Yeah, but I got jumped. Okay, maybe it's on the right side.
Man, I thought I was about to watch an expert.
Okay, to be fair, I don't play either of these characters
Right
all that
is
much.
right.
Oh yeah, that's got to be it, right?
Who do you enjoy playing as in this game, George? I feel like I've never asked before.
For regular matches, I primarily enjoy using Spaceys, but if we're talking subspace, I actually like to use Rob.
Really?
Yeah, I find him to be very comfortable to use
30
when
seconds
navigating
before
through
you
these
attack.
levels.
Why are you walking into missiles?
I was distracted. Lay off.
Another bust.
Symbiote.
Hopefully here.
Hate these flarkin' things.
Son of a bitch.
Try the room on the left.
Fine. Try not to drip any protoplasm on it.
Wait, I think this is familiar.
Shake it up. The battle starts in 5,
Ooh, okay.
4, 3.
Oh, fucking hell. That's why I remember that room.
Oh, because the Armet.
Yeah, these guys are annoying.
Don't worry, big guy. I know you got it.
This spot is ours to take.
Well, hey, George, to quote Sun Tzu,
No.
Hostile ahead.
It's got to be this one.
and Donald thought my mazes were bad.
Your mazes were bad, Joe. As a matter of fact, I still dream of how unbelievably dull Heaven's Labyrinth was.
What are you guys talking about?
Do you not watch our YouTube channel?
No?
Oh, wow. And I thought we were friends. You deserve that game over screen, George.
Wait, what the fuck even happened?
It looked to me like you saved yourself from that last hit and still instinctively jumped. And that jump accidentally sent you down the pit.
Okay, don't talk to me. I need to focus. I tell you, if this was Melee or Ultimate, I'd be rocking it right now.
Yeah, okay.
There a problem, Donald?
What could possibly make you think that?
Well, you see, I couldn't help but notice you have the tone of a guy who's about to get bitch slapped.
Okay, Donald, shut up and stay in your lane. And George, stay on that side of the couch.
Whatever you say, Mother.
Busted through that door with a purpose. Shit's about to go down, right, Donald?
You got this, George?
Yeah, I'll go and clear up this last area, then hand it off.
So if I may, I was kind of curious to know why you guys consider Melee to be better than Ultimate.
For me, it's about the community. Around the time 64 was the hot topic, Bill and I would have it set up in a few parties. People would play it, but the levels of hype around the game didn't really spike until Melee entered the scene.
That's actually facts. Around that time, I was invited to well over a dozen get-togethers just to play that game.
Yeah, I put respect on it because of its overall impact in the FGC. And while its level of engagement as a whole has kind of fluctuated as time passed, the base has still been pretty consistent.
The meta keeps changing too. It wasn't all that long ago where Amza actually took Yoshi, who was previously considered not viable, and actually won some fucking majors.
That was fucking incredible. Let me tell you, some of the hypest shit like that, the hypest sets, the hypest rivalries, all revolved around that game.
Okay, that's fine. But you guys are aware that Ultimate had a pretty crazy scene too, right? Matter of fact, every popular fighting game has a great series of community moments.
Well, okay, but in the context of the list, we're only talking about Smash games. So what's your point?
Wait, is this about to tie back into what you were saying earlier?
No, hang on a second, because this is something I think about from time to time.
Okay?
I know we had a bit of a back and forth about Melee a bit ago, but I need you to understand where I'm coming from. Do I play the game on a competitive level? No. Do I play it periodically and still find it fun? Absolutely. When you talk about why you love this game, you three have a tendency to bring up the community and its competitive scene. And sure, when you think about the history behind the game and the overall legacy that it built, I do consider those valid reasons for why one would consider it the best.
Right?
But is it really not reasonable to at least make the statement that sometimes that very history creates a nostalgia that can be a bit blinding?
Okay, I think I get what you're saying, but I don't agree.
Okay, what don't you agree with exactly? Because this is the point I'm leading to here. Sitting next to Melee is a fighting game that arguably has the best fucking crossover roster in gaming history. Not only that, but also the largest, sitting at like 86 characters, 87 if you consider the difference between Pyra and Mithra.
Right, it's got a great roster, but Melee has faster and more superior fighting mechanics.
If you learn how to use the exploits, sure. You got mad at me when I called it a glitch, but you're not going to tell me it ain't at least an exploit.
He's got a point there. It is considered an exploit.
Okay, I'll concede to that.
But adding to that statement
Better make
about
this
Ultimate's
count.
roster, you absolutely cannot ignore the fact that Ultimate took all those characters and did a damn good job at balancing them out. For the most part,
30
anyway.
seconds
is also
before you
true.
attack.
I mean, sure, it's
Get
almost
ready.
like the game's already in our S tier spot, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the point of the soapbox moment here.
Well, think about what he's saying, guys. When you consider character balancing and the overall gameplay, Ultimate did kind of do a better job at leveling things out.
Exactly. Is it not somewhat refreshing to see characters other than Fox and Falco in Majors?
There are other characters in the majors. Jigglypuff, Marth, Sheik. Hell, I just gave you an example of a Yoshi winning a couple times.
But how many fucking years did it take for that Yoshi to pull it off?
Jesus Christ, quit bouncing him, game. He's already dead.
That was actually pretty crazy.
There.
So, what's the closing verdict on this conversation, Joe?
All of that was just the shit I wanted to say earlier that I couldn't because you guys were busy geeking out at me. I don't care about swaying your views about Melee. I just wish people wouldn't treat it like it's some type of monolith, absolving of any type of criticism.
You know, we were kind of acting a bit like assholes. You got to admit.
You know what? Yeah, sorry for not letting you get your point out.
Yeah, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
Shut your damn mouth, Donald. You were the biggest ass clown, as per usual.
Maximum pulse!
Squad assemblage, fellas.
You know, I think I consider this to be my favorite cutscene. It expresses a feeling of sorrow for Rob and hatred towards Ganondorf for being an evil bastard.
It's top 3 for sure. My personal favorite's the one where they all charge at the giant cannon.
We'll be seeing that pretty soon.
Poor bro's making a plea to his boys.
Missionary is yours.
Damn.
Double kill. Good to go. To be helpful. Us against the world.
Ganondorf is such a hating ass bitch.
Yeah, this is pretty fucked. I ain't gonna
Our
lie.
enemies are here. Focus on the battle. I need assistance.
My guy's about to learn a hard lesson.
That's right, when you fuck around, you find out.
Excellent. We're in business now, fellas.
About the rocket and Rob?
That's the plan.
Judge, jury.
Speed, baby, speed!
Good God, these two.
You guys are about to get...
Double kill.
George, the amount of time you had to dodge that, I could have used to make a gyro.
Oh, real clever, Donald.
This could actually work because DK is good for managing crowds.
What the fuck even happened there?
Well, Falcon is always a fun character to play as.
Are you serious?
Immaculate, Dion.
Maybe just stick to the side and use projectiles?
There was one off screen. There was a fucking primate that stunned me off screen. Goodness gracious, finally.
Fuck around and find out, huh?
It's crazy how they didn't have a disengage feature.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Glory is almost yours.
Poor robot.
Time to get the hell out of Dodge.
Time.
Not without one last funny death.
Ooh, I actually really like this fight.
Yeah, it's more intense than the other Ridley fight.
No, Donald, this is meta Ridley.
You're not funny.
All right, let's see if I can do this with Rob.
That did some decent damage.
Yeah, I think Rob is ideal for this fight because of his recovery and long-range attacks.
That spin move of his also comes in.
You're getting there, man. He's at half health.
Damn it. It should be fine. I still got 3 more characters.
I like to picture Olimar and the Kongs just chilling inside Falcon's fruit, all while this crazy shit's going.
Shouldn't they all be cramped in there?
Maybe Donkey Kong, I would think.
Falcon's like, damn, I got bucket seats, so one of you has to sit in the front
And all the pictures.
in the glove box.
Aw, come on, really?
It'll be fine. Close this out with Pikachu.
Okay, great. Got his ass like he did in that cutscene. There goes the island, boys.
Can't believe we're actually about to close this thing out.
I know, it kind of feels like we've been at it for a while, right?
Finally, the Avengers have assembled.
Seeing all these characters together like this really did give that vibe back then.
Oh, you guys ready?
I'm pumped as a motherfucker right now, Donald.